But first I want to speak to you about Dan Andrews and his issues with strong women who challenge him. I'm not just talking about his former ministers Jane Garrett or Jenny Mikakos, but his treatment of female reporters who dare ask the tough questions. We have seen the Premier be a mixture of condescending, dismissive and openly hostile to certain female members of the media.
That's fine.
Those
Premier,
issues.
I'll go back to my question
But just before you do, I'll stand here for as long as you want me to, right? Let's be clear. But I'm not having a situation, and I don't believe it is unreasonable for me to pull you up when you make statements that, not for the first time. This is now the second or third occasion when you have put something to me that is absolutely incorrect.
A bit silly for them to have to wear a mask, though, isn't it?
But what's the issue, Rachel? Seriously, what's the issue? Why is it such a massive issue to have to wear?
It serves no health purpose if they're not in contact with another human being.
Well, that's an esoteric debate, really, isn't it? Is that actually a question, or is it more of a statement? That might be your conclusion. That's not my conclusion. And was there a question there?
Well, you did say the buck stops with me, but that appears not to be the case. Do you not agree?
No, I don't. I'm sure you'll be shocked to learn that I don't agree with that.
Contrast that with the jovial tone he reserves for his media mates like Lundy, Noel and Raff. Very different to the barely concealed disdain he appears to have for the likes of Peter Credlin, Rachel Baxendale and our own Gabriella Power. We saw former Prime Minister Tony Abbott branded a misogynist for looking at his watch. But Andrews can treat professional women trying to do their job with utter contempt without worrying about being branded sexist. Indeed, when I wrote about this issue earlier this week, one of the regulars at the Premier's Daily Presser was quick to jump to his defence. Old mate Lundy tweeted this: "This is absolute tripe. I would submit the responses have much more to do with the tone of the question rather than the gender of the journalist." I'm sorry. I didn't realise women were obliged to employ a certain tone when posing questions about the biggest public policy disaster in Victoria's history. Is it any wonder that we are seeing journalists subjected to the most vile abuse and threats by the Dan cult, who are engaging in ever more misogynistic abuse of any woman considered to be challenging their dear leader? The harshest online attacks have been reserved for female journalists and commentators who have called out the litany of lies and errors that have characterised Victoria's COVID-19 response. They cop the abuse while Dan Andrews' media mates serve up the Dorothy Dixers at the daily presses.